All right, so again, we're going to do setting up our weld profiles. That's really, honestly, the most difficult part about weldments. All right, we'll fiddle around with creating a structure. Now, when you hear the term weldments, usually you're thinking of weldments in the thought of steel, okay? And that is not the case. I'm going to show an example here where you might be doing something wood or plastic or something like that. We'll also talk about, again, the trimming tools to it, just to kind of high level with that, and again, how to make custom profiles. Okay, so the very first thing that we want to talk about here is setting up profiles. Now, if you've messed around with weldments so far, okay, we might do, again, I'll just do a simple square sketch here to start out with. And if you have again, if you're completely new to weldments and you don't see weldments in your command manager, you can always right-click on these tabs and fire up your weldments here. All right, once you have that turned on and you have a sketch, any kind of sketch made, whether that's 2D or 3D sketching, all right, you can click on a structural member and you'll see a list. Now, if you have just the stock install, you'll see ANSI inch and I believe ISO. Okay, and when you click on it in that stock setup here, what you're going to see is about 6 different options. Okay, this is, and I'm going to show you where this is. You can download all this directly in SolidWorks, is the rest of the ANSI inch profiles. Okay, and what we're seeing here as we drop these down is a folder structure that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. Right, so as of right now, again, you're pointing into C SolidWorks, or excuse me, C program data, SolidWorks 2000, whatever. It just kind of knock it down, folder in that stock install location. Now, one thing is me personally, I have a custom library set up. I teach this particular class. I have things that I want to do that is not stock. And any time that I create something that is custom, I create a folder in which it's not in the install directory. What that helps you out with is the fact that when you go to uninstall SolidWorks, it doesn't accidentally get deleted. Also, me personally, I'm working in a single location. There's no one else with me. It's just me. So if you're in a location where there are multiple users in there, you may want to have this library in a central location where everybody can get to it. All right. So let's see. Oh, a couple questions came through here. So there's the way to make this full screen. There should be, if you right-click an option to make that full screen, to be able to see that. And let me take here. I can drop, no, I can't drop my taskbar down there. Let me do that one more time. There we go. All right, so there should be an option there that, again, if you right-click in order to do that. Okay. Recordings, yes, this is being recorded. And we'll let everybody know that signed up for this as far as the availability. That'll get sent out to you via email, so you can watch this again. Okay, with that. So there we go. So a couple questions there. All right. So back to here. Okay, we've got. We want to put this in a custom location. Okay. So SolidWorks here again, by default, looks in the install directory for these things. All right. So we're going to set up a couple things ahead of time before we do anything in SolidWorks. Okay, so first off here, I'm going to go ahead and share my Explorer. Okay, and in my case, again, because I work alone, okay, and in the sense I'm not in a network, I put my custom folder on a C drive. In your case, M drive, T drive, S drive, whatever the drive happens to be, again, if you're using or have more than one person doing weldments together. So in my case, I did CSW weldments. All right, so that is my folder now. So C drive SW weldments. Right, and inside of there, make sure, there we go. Each of these is the title of the particular, oh geez, the name escaped me. Each particular, again, standard, there we go, ANSI inch. Okay, I've got the GB ISO in here. I've also got someone here called lumber, and we're going to get to that. That'll be when we go to the custom profiles, okay, and when we talk about custom properties as well. So what I want you to see here, I'm going to go ahead and expand out here on the left side. SW weldments, ANSI inch, okay, and here, and these three right here. Okay, now let me. I'm going to switch back and forth just a wee bit here. And are you guys not? Oh. Somebody said that somebody questioned that the sound is gone. Is anyone else having that? If you're having trouble hearing, let Lindy or me know. With that, okay. Looks like no one else is having that. Again, if you got any questions there, or let Nadine know, Osmat, that there's an issue with that. Okay. And Nadine, can you let everyone know as far as how to do the full screen? Okay, with that. Okay. Excellent. All right, so we've got here, again, our folders. Let me, over here, just do structural member again, ANSI inch, and the very first folder here. Okay, now, if I put this up by the side of it here, we can see here, SW weldments, ANSI inch, AL channel. Okay, and then inside the AL channel here is the standards that we're seeing in this list. Okay, so we can see what it's doing here is just referencing a folder pull down in order to kind of work our way through this particular library. All right, so again, this is the most difficult part about this whole thing. So again, I just set up here a CSW weldments folder. Now, where do I get the standards? So that's the next thing. All right, so for that, what we're going to do is come over here to SolidWorks and go under this SolidWorks content and then weldments. Okay, and in here we see some standards. There we go. So in here, all you do is if you hover over it, let me stop there for a second. There we go. Okay, you'll hold the control key and click. Okay, and when you do that, you're going to download a zip file. Okay, and in that zipped file, you'll find all those folders. Okay, so for instance here, we're going to see SW weldments here. Now here, I've already downloaded the GB standard. Reason why I didn't do this ANSI inch standard is pretty darn large, and it takes a few minutes at least to download that. So just to show you, once you download this, okay, you can take and unzip this. Now here's the hardest part about this is when you unzip it. Okay, it needs to go in here, and actually I'll just get rid of the GB there. Okay, I'm going to do an extract all on this. All right, and I'm going to put it in, again, CSW weldments and extract it to that folder. Okay, that way, I'm going to get rid of GB in there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit extract. It's going to pull down. I see a folder there for GB. So first folder underneath the CSW weldments is the standard. After the standard, everything falls into place. Okay, with the channel, double T, Okay? Again, in this particular case with GB in there. So the standard, the shape, and then the individual sizes of each of those shapes. So that's again, the hardest part. Once you've got that going, okay, and you've got some libraries here, we're going to notice that what it's downloading is a bunch of SLD-LFP, solid library feature parts. Okay, so what is it here? So if you're familiar with it, sweeps. Remember, a sweep in SolidWorks is a profile and a path, and a weldment is essentially a profile, okay, of a sweep. And with all these particular sizes on here, these are not only the profile, but there's also some interesting things we're going to find in here with properties that get pulled when we do this. And we're going to take a look at those properties here, right, in just a little bit. Now, once we have the library set up, we're going to go into SolidWorks here. And I'm going to go into my options. And I'm going to go to File Locations. This is really key right here. In this drop-down, what you're looking for is weldment profiles, and it's down here towards the bottom. All right, weldment profiles. All you need to do, again, right now will be pointing towards, again, the C, Program, Data, SolidWorks. And because they already have folders in there in the stock download called ANSI and ISO, I delete SolidWorks from looking at that particular path, okay, and then add my CSW weldments or wherever you happen to put it. Again, M drive, R drive, network drive, in some folder structure in order to download these. And the nice thing is, also, unlike, say, an assembly where you grab a part from somewhere on your network and bring it down, and that assembly is always looking, initially anyways, at that network in order to grab that part. Like, say, if you're not working on with a data management system, you're working off Windows. What this does is essentially make a copy. When it makes a copy or pulls it local and uses this profile, it copies it local, doesn't reference back to that profile that's sitting up on your network. But the neat thing is, because it's a solid library feature part, it can bring in properties as well. So again, we're going to get to the properties thing here in a little bit. Okay, so we've got now set up downloaded a standard. We've unzipped it. We've taken and had SolidWorks look at the location where I want all these to be looking at. Okay, and once we have that to test that, right, all we need to do here is simply take and, again, whatever you're seeing in your wherever you happen to have that, and when we go here to Weldments tab, go to Structural Member, we should see the same folders in there. Okay, if you download DIN, and then go to this list and don't see DIN, then that means that you haven't set SolidWorks to look in the particular folder where you need to see that. Okay, so just let you know that. All right, now let me get this off the screen here. Okay, so now let's take a look at we've set up the weldment profiles.